What's your job here at Champion?
So here at Champion, I am, for both Bernie High School and Champion High School, I am the Aerospace Science Instructor or Junior ROTC Instructor.
What branch of the military did you serve in?
The United States Air Force, the best one. I was in the Air Force for 30 years. Started off my career as what we called an information manager. Then after a short while doing that, I became a client support technician. Did 6 great years as a first sergeant, and that was probably the job that really meant the most to me. And then my last 6 years, I was a command chief master sergeant for 3 different organizations.
Where did you serve?
Started off at San Angelo, Texas, Goodfellow Air Force Base. From there, moved on to Washington, D.C. We were there for 6 years, serving 2 different organizations. After Washington, D.C., went to Osan Air Base in Korea. Did that for a year, and then 4 years at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona. After that, 4 great years at Ramstein Air Base in Germany. Another 4 years at Dyess Air Force Base in Abilene, Texas, and then for the last 6, off and on in San Antonio. So I'm still technically active duty. I officially retire at the end of November. So I spent a year and a half as the Flying Training Wing Command Chief at Randolph Air Force Base. I did a year deployed as the Operation Inherent Resolve Command Chief, and then finished out my time the last 3 years as the Air Force Recruiting Service Command Chief.
What's one thing you remember most about your deployment?
It's always been the people. It's always been the people. If you go to San Antonio Airport and you go in B terminal and you look to the right, there's a green bean coffee. And this is the first thing I thought of when you asked me that question was, there's always a part in a deployment, usually when some of your teammates are leaving, we will go to a green bean coffee, and it's one of the organizations that they'll have out there for us. They're usually working in a small tin can, we call it a tin can. And usually when someone was leaving, we'd just go get one last coffee together before they left. So out of all the deployments, of which there were several, it's always been the people.
Do you think your time in the military affected you in itself?
Did my time in the military affect me? Absolutely it did. So again, with finding opportunity, community, and purpose, it helped me to grow as an individual. It helped me to understand, kind of develop this worldview. Growing up in Las Vegas, Nevada, had I stayed there, my focus would have been what was happening in Las Vegas, Nevada, but serving the Air Force for 30 years, seeing the world, traveling, being deployed in numerous locations, it definitely gave me a worldview that allows me to appreciate what I've been blessed with in my life.
What advice would you give to someone who is planning to join the military?
Do it. I'm just kidding. You know, the military, as I mentioned, for me, was all about opportunity, community, and purpose. So any advice that I would give to anyone that was thinking about joining the military, it's definitely a righteous calling. It's a calling that I believe it is a calling, and it's an opportunity to serve with people. It's an opportunity to serve a cause larger than yourself. It's an opportunity to earn benefits that will benefit you for the rest of your life. When you asked me that question, I thought of my son, who's 16 years old. I think of him, the fact that he's gone through 7 different schools, 7 different houses, he was born in Arizona, grew up in Germany really, and then a lot of his life here in Texas. And you know, it was the opportunities that the Air Force gave us to help raise him and the benefits that we enjoy, the blessings that we enjoy.